Hello, I am Johnny from Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to the live stream. James Charles is a paedophile. James Charles sexted. Actually, first of all, James Charles is a 21-year-old man, and he sexted a 16-year-old minor boy. That is illegal. That is an act of paedophilia. Therefore, as I said, James Charles is a paedophile. James Charles broke the law. He committed a crime. James Charles is no different to anybody else. Doesn't matter how famous he is. Doesn't matter how popular he is. He broke the law. And he shouldn't be treated any differently than anybody else who breaks the law. And the specifics of the situation don't matter. If I robbed the bank, it doesn't matter if I wore a clown suit or a fucking tuxedo. I robbed the bank. I broke the law. So I don't care about the specifics. Whether he was 21 or 91. He was an adult. He is an adult who, as I said, sexted a 16-year-old minor. That is, again, an act of paedophilia. Anybody, if any one of us who wasn't a famous YouTuber did what he did, having a knock on the door fairly soon. You'd have a court date planned out for you, and you could potentially go to prison. But James Charles' day out in court is a fake ass YouTube video, and he's brainwashed, sheepish fan base feel sorry for him. He gets sympathy from his fan base. This is not going to be a long live stream, by the way, because I'm not going to do what I normally do, and I'm not going to just... I'm a man of few words, believe it or not, when it comes down to it. A lot of times I am a man of few words. When I'm making a point, I can be a man of few words. There's no point in me saying the same thing over and over again. It is what it is. So it will be a short live stream. There's a theme of this live stream, and it's very short and simple. Nobody is above the law. Nobody should be above the law. Whether you're famous in any capacity, whether you're a Hollywood actor like Kevin Spacey, or whether you're a famous YouTuber like James Charles, you're not above the law. The law applies to everyone. And again, the specifics of the crime does not matter. If I stick a knife in your throat and kill you, doesn't matter what colour shoes I'm wearing. Okay? Doesn't matter whether my hair was tidy, but doesn't matter whether I have a fancy job. Doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. I committed a crime, therefore I have to face that crime. That's how it works. Or at least that's how it should work. So, again, the specifics of what James Charles did is completely... The specifics of the situation with James Charles is completely irrelevant. It's the crime that he committed that is relevant. And Chad Middleton, welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. This is not really Green Hill Gaming though. This is Johnny talking about James Charles being a paedophile. But nonetheless, you're welcome to the live stream. Chad, how are you keeping? I hope you're doing well. Chad, I don't know if you're aware, but James Charles is a paedophile. Why?
James Charles cancelled again. What happened?
Cancelled. You said cancelled. Cancelled. James Charles. I was actually calling you James Charles there, Chad. Chad. You know, I just want to touch upon the word cancelled there that you said. Cancelled. 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 Chad. Do you know if you had a 16-year-old nephew and I had his Snapchat and I sent a picture of my
I've
cock
been better.
and I said,
Had a long day yesterday.
let's fuck. How would you feel about that? Would I get cancelled? Would I get a knock at the door from YouTube saying, sorry, we're going to cancel your YouTube channel, and that would be the end of it? No, we all know that wouldn't be what would happen. No, I'd get a knock at the door from police, and I'd be facing a court date, potentially prison. But no, because James Charles is a famous YouTuber with 26 million subs, he's there out in court. Is his YouTube channel being cancelled? And I can tell you, Chad. Let me just check there now. And I'm sorry that you're not having a good day. Hope you feel better soon. I can tell you, Chad, that James Charles' channel is still there. So he hasn't been cancelled, even though he sexted a 16-year-old minor boy, which is an act of paedophilia. He broke the law. He committed a crime. He should be arrested for what he did. He should be facing a court date for what he did, and he should potentially face prison for what he did. But he's not. He's still there. I left a good few comments on his video, which I have not seen and I will not see. I don't want to see it. Pointing out what he did. Didn't take long for YouTube to instantly delete the comment. Why? That's what I'd love to know. You know, a lot of people out there that accuse YouTube of, you know, protecting people like him, and they'll get called tinfoil. Okay, that's fair, but why is YouTube deleting my comments when I'm pointing out what he did? And you want to know what happened, Chad? Okay, so James Charles is a 21-year-old adult man. He sexted.
Right. Cancelled he should be.
100% he should be cancelled, Damien. And Damien, welcome to the... I don't even want to call this Green Hill Gaming, because it's not Green Hill Gaming, it's just Johnny talking, basically. Johnny talks, you could say. But nonetheless, Damien, welcome to the live stream, and hope you're keeping well. And he should be cancelled, but he's not. And, you know,
how's
lads,
it going, Chad?
If I had a very strong opinion about the LGBTQ plus community, as in borderline homophobic
Tired out
opinion, you could be sure that my YouTube channel would get taken down. A lot of quote-unquote tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists have had their channel taken down for having an opinion that people didn't like. Channel taken down. I know we have again, Chad, you wanted to know what happened, so this is what happened. A 21-year-old adult man sexted a 16-year-old minor boy.
Hey.
That's what happened. That's what happened, Chad. Yet his channel has not been cancelled. Brooke, welcome to the live stream.
What's
How are
up,
you
Chad
keeping?
And Damien?
Very welcome to the live stream.
James Charles nauseated face.
I take it, Brooke, you know what happened with James Charles.
Welcome, Brooke.
So that's what happened, Chad. His channel is still
I'm
there.
good, thank you. How are you? How are things, Brooke?
How am I? I've been better. That's how I am. I'm surrounded by hypocrites and people with double standards and selective mindsets. So it's not a nice place to live, really, is it?
I thought he was older than 21.
I was thinking that too. I had to look it up on Google. He's 21. He's an adult. Again, people get so caught up with the specifics of this.
I knew what happened. He's full of shit. He needs to be taken off the internet.
He needs to be taken off the...
I think he's just turned 21.
The thing is... right, it's not just about him being taken off the internet.
I'm great, Damien, how are you?
He needs to be arrested for committing a crime. Not taken off the internet. You get taken off the internet for having an opinion that the far left liberals don't like. That's why you get taken off the internet. This man...
He had affiliations with around 8 kids. And
Crazy.
It's been talked about for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and nothing was done about it.
Good, thanks, Brooke.
Like, I didn't know that this was his...
Yes, he's carrying on posting normal videos like WTF.
Oh, yeah. His channel is still going, yeah. His channel is still going. I didn't know that this wasn't his first time. Like, this was not his first time. He has affiliations with around 8 kids, and he's been talking for 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I don't think he should just be taken off the internet. He committed a crime. He needs to be arrested for that. A very serious crime at that. He sexted a 16-year-old minor. And again, I'm not interested in the specifics. What I mean by the specifics is you're going to get people that are going to say, but sure, look, he's only 21. He was 16. Is that much of a difference? I don't care. Again, if I robbed the bank and I wore a clown suit, it doesn't matter whether I wore a clown suit compared to a tuxedo. But sure, look, he wore a tuxedo. At least he fucking scrubbed up a little bit, you know?
I'll be honest, I've bought his makeup in the past, and he was one of my favorite YouTubers, and I regret it so much.
Yeah, funny thing is, no, it's not funny, he has a lot of support now on YouTube. As you said there...
because he's famous, he can do what he wants.
He does. He 100%, yeah, that's exactly, yeah, he thinks just because...
But he didn't need to show the messages either. Why, I'd like to know. He denied it at first.
Well, he's admitting it now. So, he can't get away from the fact of what he did now. And he does, Brooke thinks that he can get away with it but he will get away with it because he's famous. That's the thing, he will get away with it because he's famous. So yeah, the specifics, like, I don't care what the specifics are. He committed a crime. Like, if I rob the bank, I don't think anybody's going to turn around to me and say...
Has he come out with any apology videos yet? Does anyone know?
If you want to, I haven't watched the video. I'm not going to watch the video, but he came out and said he holds himself accountable. And we know we're all that's his day out in the court, Brooke. That's a YouTuber's day out in court is a quote unquote apology video. They don't have to go to court.
Wait, when was this?
They don't today sometime, I think. I don't know. It's up there on his channel.
The video.
It's up there on his channel. Sorry, it's up there on his channel.
Yes, Brooke. This is his second apology.
Yeah, second apology. Didn't even know that. It's up there on his channel. If you want to go and watch it, watch it. For fuck's sake. So yeah, didn't even realise that it was his second apology. But there you go. But again, if I robbed the bank right now and I wore a very respectable tuxedo, and I said, excuse me, you wouldn't mind emptying the tills and putting all your money into this bag, please? Thank you very much. I don't think anyone's going to say...
I didn't know. I'll have a look at it after.
Okay, cool. I don't think anybody's going to turn around and say, I should look, you know, at least he was respectable. No, the specifics don't matter. The crime matters. The fact that I robbed the bank will matter. The fact that he sexted a 16-year-old minor. In fact, I'm not even going to mention the age anymore because the age is completely irrelevant. An adult sexted a minor. That's an act of paedophilia. It's illegal. It's a crime. There should be no exceptions.
It's disgusting.
To say the least. There should be no exceptions to the law. Whether you're famous, whether you're popular, whether you're... He's no different than a dirty old man in a van. as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the law should be concerned.
Reactors are saying his apology is terrible.
Yeah, but you will get some people that will actually. I came across one comment from somebody saying, "I have a phrase that says we're all human." Do you know what I said? I said I'm going to bang your little brother because I'm human. Of course, it didn't take long for YouTube to take it down, but I wanted her to see it. You know, so put a little bit of perspective into her double standard mind. If any of us did what he did, if any of us was an adult like him, and we sexted a minor, we would be arrested. We would be going into court and face prison for breaking a very serious law and for committing a very serious crime. But apparently he seems to be the exception to the law because of who he is, because he's got 26 million followers, subs on YouTube, because he's famous, because he's popular.
They would have slated you for it for sure, though they were commenting that it's okay face with tears of
exactly.
joy.
That's what I'm
He's
saying,
so
yeah.
manipulating.
That's what I'm saying, Damien.
He's been an idol for millions of people, so little children aren't going to know what's right or wrong with him. They.
So that's it, Damien. I mean, this comment was saying, "Sure, look, we're all human." So I said, "Okay, I'll fuck your little brother because I'm human." Same logic, like, you know. And Brooke, yeah, he is. Well, he's got 26 million subs, so he is a role model. A lot of kids are on YouTube, and they look up to him. The theme of this discussion really is that nobody is above the law. Not you, me, or James Charles. But apparently he is. He broke the law. He committed a crime. And the specifics don't matter. The age of James Charles and the age of the victim, because that's how the law and the courts will put it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. An adult sexted, and I don't know if anyone knows what sexted is, but it's basically saying, he basically, like, I don't know the exact messages here, but I do know what sexted means. So to give you an example of what sexted is, like James Charles and a man said to a minor boy, "I'm gonna fuck you," and he would proceed then to send sexually explicit images of his cock, basically, to a 16-year-old boy. That's what he did. That's what James Charles did. Okay, that's what he did. That's it's an act of paedophilia, and paedophilia is illegal. It's a very serious crime, and you have to face that crime. And none of us.
He knows his subscribers are of a younger audience, and he still goes and does it.
Just, there we go. I think he'd have a bit of and it's not his first time doing it as well, as Damien pointed it out. And I'm sorry for my character in the game just floating around there, like, but I'm not going to play a game. I'm not going to play a game. Not when I'm talking about this. So if you're looking for gameplay, you're going to have to look elsewhere, lads. I'm sorry. As you can tell, I'm pretty pissed off. I'm pretty pissed off because I've been talking about hypocrites and double standards and selective mindsets for a very long time now, and this situation with James Charles is just the biggest example of that. It's right there in front of you. Do whatever you want with the information, but it's right there. James Charles is no different to any of us.
James' old friends say he's horrible to be around and thinks he's above everyone.
Because that's how famous people act, you know? They're untouchable. Let's face it. Look at Kevin Spacey. He more or less said he wanted to fuck a 14-year-old, and
If one of us went to court and said I'm sorry for my actions, please forgive me, we'd be put in prison anyway.
He would be. Imagine now if I did what he did, right? And I sexted a 14-year-old, right? Because I'm a man as well, just like James Charles. My age and James Charles' age in this situation are irrelevant because we're both men, right? So I, as a man, right, if I sent a 14-year-old boy or a 16-year-old boy, a minor, right, picture of my cock, I said, go on your knees down and suck that, right? And then I got a knock at the door from the guards, and I said, I'm sorry, you got me. Okay, I'll go live and I'll make my apology video. It's okay, officer. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go down like that, is it? But when it comes to James Charles and famous YouTubers,
is adult to me, I reckon.
Yeah, well, when you're 18, you're an adult. But in this situation, he wasn't an 18-year-old. He was a 16-year-old. He was a minor. So anybody under the age of 18 is a minor. So that's when I'm going to refer to him as a minor, and then I'm going to refer to James Charles as a man. I'm not going to refer to James Charles as a 21-year-old. I'm not going to refer to the 16-year-old as his age. I'm going to refer to him as a minor. I don't know his name. So I'm going to refer to him as a minor.
Nauseated face, nauseated face, nauseated face, nauseated face has sick.
Why, how old did you think he was? He was a 16-year-old boy. And if he did it to a 16-year-old boy, John, do you think that he's going to stop with 16?
Now all of Kevin Spacey witnesses are deeks.
Witnesses are dead. Yeah, take that information however you like, but it's all there, isn't it?
He's done it to a few people, I reckon. I know some people will lie about it for attention, but the boy had so much evidence.
Yeah. Funny thing is though, well, it's not funny. People are selective when it comes to that kind of thing too, like, you know, for attention. I don't think that if it was a straight man who sexted a girl, like, you'd probably get people that would say, oh, she's just looking for attention. So I don't know. I don't think that's the case. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And remember,
Where
this
was
is
James' evidence? I don't think he had any.
Where was James' evidence? And this is only the case this is just a case that we are aware of. I mean, we don't know what he gets up to behind closed doors. We don't know the things that we don't know about the things that he's doing that isn't being reported on, you know.
Hi, Brooke and Connie.
Leighton, welcome to the live stream. I'm not going to say Green Hill Gaming because, believe me, this is not Green Hill Gaming right now, and this is not gameplay right now. I know you're looking back at the game, but believe me, you're not going to play any games in this live stream. But nonetheless, you're welcome, Leighton.
There was a man who was my coach for me, and he's now in jail for doing the same thing as James is doing. Not to me, but to someone younger th.
Oh, I believe it. It happens.
Who need elbow cup?
Leighton, I presume you know about the James Charles incident. Oh, it is 100%.
Hi, Leighton.
But I bet you that he didn't get away by making a so-called apology video on YouTube. I bet he had a court day, you know. So yeah, Leighton, I presume you're aware of the James Charles. You don't know about it.
Chat face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
I would have presumed. Junie. I would have presumed. I'm actually surprised that you... Oh no, oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong comment. Okay, so Leighton, you obviously know who James Charles is, don't you? Okay, James Charles is a paedophile. That's more or less it, really. But I'm going to explain to you the situation now. James Charles is a man. He's an adult. He sexted a minor boy, and that is an example of paedophilia. It is illegal.
I'm sorry for my actions.
It's a crime.
But Black Lives Matter is a more important matter. I've donated large amounts of money to the community. Jeffrey.
Who's Jeffree Star? I thought for a second that was a quote from James Charles there. I wouldn't be too surprised, to be honest with you. So Leighton, that's the situation.
Leighton, James Charles is the YouTuber I used to like, and I think I've said about this before to you, Leighton. Not just the Hey Sisters is pedophilical now. Ha 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 ha, Chad rolling on the floor, rolling on the floor laughing.
I don't even know what the Hey Sisters is, to be honest with you, Leighton. But I just know that what he did was paedophilia, and it's going to take more than a YouTube video for him to that's not justice. You know, he broke the law. He committed a crime. He's no different to anybody else who breaks the law. There should be no exceptions to the law.
James Charles' catchphrase is Hey Sisters.
I wouldn't know any of his catchphrases now, to be honest with you. If we break the law...
Jeffree Star is James Charles' sisters, elbow cup.
Oh really? I didn't know that. If you break the law, you face the consequences. There shouldn't be any exceptions to the law. Whether you're James, this is all going to be, and this isn't the first time he's done this. This is all going to be brushed under the carpet. You know, and it'll be all forgotten about. His channel will still be there. Yes, you know.
They're basically the same. Jeffree Star is just strange.
I'm not being, well, I'm pissed off. I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but I could care less. I could care less. Like, I don't want 20 minutes of this discussion.
Yeah, if it was any of us, we'd be taken accountable and arrested.
Yeah, exactly.
James Epstein, elbow cup.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to be spending 20 minutes of this discussion, right, talking about what colour James Charles' shoes are. Okay, because it's completely irrelevant, and I'm not even going to joke, because I'm actually not in the mood for joking, to be honest with you. I appreciate every person in this live stream, and I appreciate all of your input, but time for joking for me is gone out the window. You know, because if I did what he did, it wouldn't be a joke. You know, and I'd be facing, I'd be looking back at police officers, and I'd be facing a court date, and I'd be facing prison. You know, but he's not. He just goes onto YouTube and makes a so-called apology video, and it'll be all forgotten about. He broke the law.
James Charles is sick and violent. That's the end result.
Tell you one thing, though, if I saw him coming towards me, the last thing I'll think is violent. What you can do, attack with a fucking hairbrush. Faggot. I don't care. People, yeah, homophobia, or whatever. Is what it is. Fuck him. I don't care if anyone comes at me for saying that. He's a fucking pedophile.
Ha 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 ha.
Little feminine cunt. I actually hope somebody comes at me for saying that.
Green Hill Gaming for president.
Yeah, but the point is, he broke the law. He committed a crime.
I can pretend to come at you rolling on the floor laughing.
No. Look, as I said, I'm not here for joking. I'm here to point out that nobody is above the law.
For vice president. You homophobic elbow cup.
Well, it's better than being a paedophile, isn't it?
He's just sick. He has no excuses. I hate him.
Where would your excuse be, Brooke, if you did what he did? Where would my excuse be? Where would everyone's excuse? Where would all of your excuses be if you did what he did? Shouldn't be any excuses. There shouldn't be any exception to the law. Nobody's above the law.
What's mad is that if you search up James Charles Greenhill Gaming comes up for the first live.
Huh. I'm glad. I'm glad. Because it means that more people will hear this. And I want people to hear this. There should be no exceptions to the law. Like, what he did is a crime. And
exactly. No excuses. He
No
makes
excuses?
them up as he goes along.
like, what's mad is, like, a lot of, quote-unquote tinfoil hat conspiracy
the law.
theorists. The law is the law, exactly, and it should apply to everybody, but unfortunately it doesn't. But as I'm saying, like, there's an investigative journalist here in Ireland. Now, I don't particularly like her because I feel like she's a bitch. But nonetheless, she's an investigative journalist and she has a lot of outspoken opinions. And those outspoken opinions has led to her YouTube channel being taken down. So YouTube were so quick to take down her YouTube channel, but James
The amount
Charles'
of
channel
people
is
backing
still
him. I've lost faith
there.
in humanity.
Oh, I've lost faith in you, man. A long time ago, man. Join the club. I'll get you a drink. It's a pretty big club at this stage. Yeah, and they were so quick to delete my comments as well, like pointing out what he is, which is a paedophile, and what he did, and the fact that he should face the law and that he should pay. YouTube kept deleting my comment. I had to edit the comment. I had to edit my comment in order for it to be there. Why are YouTube doing that? Why did they delete my comment? Why is his channel still there? Whereas if you and me had an outspoken opinion that went against
I
it,
only called him a nonce and it got deleted.
crazy, isn't it? And he is, like, and you were right in what you were saying, like, how come YouTube deleted your comment, and how come his channel is still there? These are questions that people need to ask, and more importantly, they're questions that need to be answered. But that side of it is kind of irrelevant, really. It's the fact that James Charles, he's not above the law, like, and he shouldn't be the exception to the law. He shouldn't be.
Even others got their nonce comments deleted.
Yeah, I did it as well, actually, and mine got deleted too.
In all.
But thing is, he's no different to anybody else. Will young people please? It's kind of ironic, really, and again hypocritical, that so many young people nowadays don't believe in God, yet they worship these big YouTubers like their gods and take their word as gospel. I mean, how hypocritical is that? You want to go in and have a good look at yourself in the fucking mirror, you hypocritical cunts. Seriously. And think for yourselves. Because they're not gods. They're human beings, and the law applies to them as well, as much as it applies to anybody else. They're not above the law. But now all these fucking young Zoomers, worship these big YouTubers like they're gods. It's pathetic. And you know what? It'll all be turned into a joke. Memes. James Charles will be, but he'll be a meme now more than ever before, and people will joke about it. Where's my meme if I did what he did? Would I get a meme? I think I would. Would if I did what he did? And again, let's once again remind ourselves what he did. Let's remind ourselves of the crime that he committed, of the law that he broke. Okay? And let's remind ourselves who James Charles is. James Charles is a man, an adult, and he sexted. Let's remind ourselves what sexted is. Sexted is messaging somebody and saying, I'm going to fuck you. It's an example of sexing. And it also is followed by sending like a picture of your cock to the person. That is sexting. So again, James Charles, an adult man, sexted a minor boy. That is illegal because it is paedophilia.
He knew what he was doing.
So he broke. He knows, like, he knew what he was doing. Like, I don't even know. Like, obviously he knew what he was fucking doing. Obviously he knew what he was fucking doing. How could he not know what he was doing? Like, if I walked down the road and put a knife in someone's throat. Oh, you mean to say that wasn't my bread? Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I was buttering my fucking toast. Jesus, oh, is that what he said? Is that what he said? Oh, so I'm sorry, officer. I need to educate myself on how to butter my toast next time. Now I'm going to make an apology video on YouTube. It's pathetic. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. And he knows because he's big and famous that he'll get off. And because he's got sheep Zoomers fucking following his every fucking word.
Like it should be common sense, and if you don't at least get it, after the very first time lol. Fucked up.
If he didn't know what he was doing, man. Anyone who believes that he didn't know what he was doing, there's no hope for you in life. Again, if I stuck a knife in someone's throat and killed them, imagine me turning around to the arresting officer and saying, sorry officer,
I'm going to have an interview with Oprah Winfrey Boca.
Sorry officer, I didn't know what I was doing. I must have mistaken this person's neck with my toast.
Yes, BTW, that's what he said.
That's
educate
fucking
myself more.
I'm sorry officer, I need to educate myself on how to butter my toast next time. I'm sorry officer. Yeah. Fucking idiot. But that's what he did anyway, and it is paedophilia, what he did. He sexted. He's an adult man who sexted, and again, sexing is when you say on text what you're going to do to somebody sexually, and it also gets followed by sending a picture of your cock to the person. So again, James Charles, adult man, sexted a minor boy. That is illegal because it is an example of paedophilia. So he broke a very serious law. He committed a crime. He should be up in court. He should be facing prison time. He should be arrested for what he did because he broke the fucking law. He's no different to anybody else when it comes to breaking the law. He should be treated no differently to anybody else when it comes to breaking the law. And this crap about I'm going to educate myself. What an excuse. I think the retards who are supporting him and following him, I think they're the ones who would want to educate themselves, really, to be honest with you. And these hypocritical morons who say there's no God, I don't believe in God, would want to educate themselves because they're actually the ones worshipping these YouTubers like they're gods.
He would like it in prison. I reckon he likes receiving, so he would be popular.
Oh, he'd be very popular. He's very popular. But lads, he's going to get off on it. He's going to get away. His channel won't get taken down. Whereas if I made a YouTube video,
Arthur.
if I made a YouTube video having a very strong opinion about the black community, the gay community, feminists, whatever else, my channel will get taken down. And it's not like here, it's not like he has a couple of hundred subs. You know, he's got 26 million subs. That woman I spoke about earlier, Gemma Doherty, she had only like a few thousand subs, and her channel got taken down because she was outspoken. James Charles is a paedophile who sexted a minor boy, and his channel is still standing. How is that? How is that right? How is that balanced? How is that equal? It's not. But why isn't it? Like, why is that the case? None of us, none of us are above the law. There should be no exceptions to the law. He should be treated like anybody else. He broke the law. He committed a crime. He is a pedophile. He sexted
But like
minor.
one black guy died and there was a movement.
I know, where's the movement now, like? Exactly, where's the movement now? What about protecting children's
There's a
lives?
Lil Nas X video flirting with James Charles El Boca.
Yeah, I referenced that in my
But when a YouTuber
poem.
with millions of fans sexts, it's okay.
There you go. Exactly. Why is that? I'd love to know why that is. If somebody can come along and explain to me why that is, I'd love to hear, like. It's crazy to think that his day out in court was a so-called apology YouTube video. Imagine that was the case for everything. Imagine you could kill somebody and then just go onto YouTube 10 minutes later and say, I'm sorry. I'll educate myself next time, and then I'll know that somebody's neck is not my toast. I'm sorry, officer. I could have sworn I was buttering my toast with a knife. And it ended up in the person's neck. I'm sorry. I mistook his neck for my toast. It won't happen next time. I'm sorry. I'll educate myself. Imagine that. It's crazy. It really, really is crazy. He should be treated like anybody else. If any of us, if, you know, I know not everyone in this live stream is an adult, but if we were all adults and we sexted a minor, we would have police at our door, we would be arrested, we would be facing a court date, and we would be facing prison, because we would have broken a law, committed a crime. And not just that, but the level of hate that we would get from society. Society would call you a paedophile, society would call you out left, right and centre, society would call you out. Where is in the majority, where is the society calling out James Charles? I don't really see it. Like, at the end of the day, like, James Charles is a paedophile. He broke the law. He is an adult male who sexted a 16-year-old minor boy. Making a video does not give him a get out of jail free card. I mean, I could care less how famous he is. He is no different to anybody else. He should be treated no differently to anybody else. There should be no exceptions to the law. Like, he can sit there and look pretty in his video and say, I need to educate myself. All he likes, but that should not give him a get out of jail free card. So I can't even say boo to a minor without having people talk about me behind my back and look at me in funny ways. And he gets to do this. That's why I'm pissed off, really, to be honest with you. Like, I know this shit happens every day of the week. So I'm not surprised to these things happening. I'm just pissed off because of how hypocritical, people's behaviour is to it. I'm just pissed off because of how selective people are to the situation, how double standard they are when it comes to the situation. That's what pisses me off more than anything else. There was no excuse for what he did, and if there is an excuse, then maybe all of us should have the same excuse then. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to discuss this actually tonight.
Say I'm going to educate myself.
Man,
Standards and people are so fucked they don't even realize.
it's like a politician. Definitely here in Ireland, it's one scandal after the next scandal after the next scandal, and the politician will appear on TV and say mistakes were made, and we were wrong, and we'll do everything to ensure it doesn't happen again. And 5 years later, it happens again, and then 10 years after, it happens again, because they know they're untouchable, and they know all they have to do is come out there and give little speeches. I mean, these politics will give speeches on TV
on how to get away with it most
probably. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. You know how politicians, a politician appearing on TV saying mistakes were made, it won't happen again. It's exactly the same as James Charles appearing on YouTube saying, I made a mistake, I need to educate myself. A mistake? Seriously, a mistake is sending the wrong email to a work colleague and saying, I'm going to educate myself on how to use fucking Outlook. Yeah? A mistake is not an adult man sexing a 16-year-old boy. Okay? And you're
rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Do you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, educate myself. Please. I'm actually going to go to sleep tonight full of rage, and it's never healthy to go to sleep at night full of rage. I'm just going to cry, to be honest with you, because I don't know how to respond to this, really. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to have this discussion or not, because when I originally heard about it, and I was discussing
the Outlook caught me off guard, lol.
Discussing it. I don't want to laugh about this because it's not a joke, do you know what I mean? I don't want the live stream to go down that road, because that's what he would want, I'm not going to make that happen. But yeah, I was originally just so pissed off, I just couldn't even handle it. But I just put my phone down for a couple of hours, and I watched a few programs on TV, and I watched Netflix, and I just kind of thought, okay, I'm chilled now for a while, so kind of basically recharge my battery, so to speak. But you know what, though, I'm glad that I did this, and I'm happy enough with the way the live stream has went so far, and with the way the discussion has went, because I feel like I've made my point very clear, very to the point. And I didn't really repeat myself too much. I'm just kind of floating around these key points. No different to how somebody would give a professional speech,
Did you
really.
Watch Grabbers on Netflix?
Chad, I couldn't care. I'm sorry, no, Chad, but I don't give two sweet flying fucks about Grabbers on Netflix. Okay, Chad? I don't mean to be disrespectful, no, Chad, but that's honestly how I feel. Okay? The only grabbing going on here now, right, is James Charles' hand and the minor's arse. Alright? And if me and you did that, we'd be up in court. But he gets to make an apology video and say he needs to educate himself on what a minor is. He needs to educate himself on what sexing is. He needs to educate himself on what paedophilia is. Please. So I want to talk about something. I want to touch upon something as well that I spoke about. And I know for a fact that there are people out there, and I know for a fact that there's probably
we need a movement.
Well, we do, if Black Lives Matters, then what about black children? Don't black children's lives matter? All the black children who follow James Charles, do their lives not matter? I agree with you, but it's the specifics that people seem to get caught up on, because you will get people who will say, sure, look, Johnny, James Charles is 21, the boy was 16, there's not that much of an age difference. Matter. They do, yeah, they do, and they should, and they're going to get caught up on that. They're going to get caught up on those specifics. And they're going to say, oh, you're making a big deal about it. Oh yeah, apparently. No, I didn't watch this video, but I was glancing through a few quotes. And apparently some of his defense was about that he is looking to date somebody, and he's having a hard time dating somebody his own age. Dating. I'm sorry now. What kind of fucking world do we live in where dating somebody involves 100% sex.
What
like
game is on
sexing.
the screen though? Just wondering.
It's a game called Abzu, but it's completely irrelevant. Okay, Brooke? Like, so in his mind, dating is sexing somebody. Really? Do you know what dating is? Sitting down with somebody that you really want to be around with and enjoying their company and doing fun things, not just sex, but fun things and being in that person's company, just even listening to them, laughing with them. That's an example of a date. So his excuse, in my opinion, it goes right out the fucking window. It goes way over my fucking head because I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And seriously, you can't date
No one
someone
will date him.
you can't date someone your own age, but you know it's I'm gonna sex a 16-year-old. I don't buy it. So that's the specific that I will focus on because I'll tell you one thing, I don't buy it. But yeah, people will focus on, you know, oh, he was 21, the boy was 16. There's not that much of a difference. You're looking too much into it. He only wanted to date him. Bullshit. Fuck off. Complete bullshit. Okay. Again, if I robbed the bank right now, yeah, and I wore a big fancy suit, hair tidied up and everything, looking all smart, yeah, and I goes into the bank with a shotgun and puts it right. Well, I'm sorry, you wouldn't mind if I put the shotgun to your head, and you wouldn't mind emptying out the tills and putting all of your money into this bag, pretty please, and I won't shoot you and blow your brains out, pretty please. Oh, why thank you very much. I don't think it's going to go to court, and the courts are going to be like, but sure, look, he dressed well, he looked well, he treated us well. Come on, you know, come on, you're looking too much into it. No, I don't think that would happen. Or if I put a knife to someone's throat and stabbed them to death, I don't think I'm going to be talking to the arresting officer and saying, oh, you mean that was a human? You mean that was a human's neck? Oh, I mistook that for my toast. Oh my god, I need to educate myself on what toast is and how to butter my toast next time. Please. So I don't buy it. Yeah, you want to focus on the specifics, go ahead. But I'll focus on the facts. And once again, the fact is James Charles is a paedophile because he partook in an act of paedophilia. James Charles is an adult man who sexted a 16-year-old boy, a minor.
Might. The British courts denied Johnny Depp appeal, elbow cup.
He broke a very serious law. He committed a crime. He should be facing court. He should be facing prison. There should be no exceptions to the law. He's no different to anybody else. I think this is an example of how social media can be really distorted. It can become a really distorted world. It's almost like you're looking at a character. Like if you were watching a movie, put it this way. If you were watching a movie, and in that movie there was a character, and that character was a paedophile. And he partook in paedophilia in the movie. Would you take that personally? Would you personally hate that character? Would you go to bed at night hating that character? And the next week would you be thinking about it? No, you wouldn't. Because you know that what you're looking at is entertainment, it's fictional, it's not real. It's almost like social media is so big now, it's like a virtual world. So it's almost like people view people like James Charles as a character, not real, not in the real world. And it's like the response to, you know, what James Charles did. They don't take it serious. They don't see it as a real thing. And that's a very interesting point, if I do say so myself.
However, as the show was made based off true events, then I would hate the real person. He's full on disgusting.
No, I agree with you, but I'm saying like if it was completely fictional, you wouldn't take it personally, would you? So it's like people are doing that now with James Charles, but they need to realise James Charles is a real person, and what he did was a real crime, and he broke. I mean, why is this man not arrested? Why is this man's YouTube channel still standing? Okay, I presume obviously like it has to be full on reported, but like still, it's crazy. You would think now with the amount of information that's out there now, you would think that there would be, an investigation, and there would be an arrest by now, but there isn't, and his channel is still there, and it will be there. It'll be there tomorrow, and it'll be there the week after that. And if me, you, or any of us had a YouTube channel, but like with like far less subs than he did, like a couple of thousand subs less, and we made very outspoken, like far right comments on our channel would be taken down in a heartbeat, I'm telling you. And people would hate on us, and
Half my comments aren't coming on.
That's okay, bro, don't worry about it. If hypocrisy, double standards, and selectivity was toxic, was a virus, there would be a super pandemic in the world. I am telling you. If it was toxic, that would be the apocalypse, because there's just so much hypocrisy, so much double standards, so much selectivity in this world. It really is.
I'm glad you're annoyed and speaking your mind.
You're glad that I'm annoyed? No,
Need more people like you.
I know what you mean. And listen, I'm not perfect. I just want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not perfect. Okay? I'm not above the law. I'm not the exception to the law. I'm not saying I haven't done a bad thing in my life. I'm just simply saying, now you have to watch this live stream, listen to everything I've said. All I'm saying is that nobody is above the law, and there should be no exceptions to the law, and that everybody should be treated the same when it comes to committing a crime. James Charles committed a crime. He broke the law, a very serious law, because he's a man who sexted a minor.
You have every right to be annoyed, so am I. We have all made mistakes, but depending on the mistakes we all take the consequences except C.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. This comment that I came across earlier today on his video, on James Charles' video, was like, more or less was trying to say like that, so we're all human. As in like, it's okay to make mistakes, we're all human. So I didn't waste 2 seconds in commenting, replying to her saying, so I'm going to ride your little brother because I'm human.
He's not right in the head.
But so look, he's educating himself. He's now going to understand what paedophilia is. He's now going to understand what a minor is. He's now going to understand what sexting is. He's now going to understand what the laws are. It's crazy though, isn't it? Anyone who would accept his so-called apology, anybody that would accept, what he's done,
he won't. He's just gonna lie in bed rolling on money from views.
Yeah. Exactly. He knows he's untouchable. He will do that, yeah.
Ask her if she forgives Bill Cosby yet. Elbow cup.
What do you mean, ask her if she forgives Bill Cosby yet? Chad, I know you like to joke from time to time, and we all like to joke from time to time, but there's a reason why I didn't introduce this live stream with Welcome to Green Hill Gaming, and with my usual slogan. There's a reason I'm not playing this game, because it's not about Green Hill Gaming, it's not about gameplay, it's not about fun, it's not about banter, it's about a paedophile getting away with paedophilia. How many times do I have to point out what he did? Because I'm not going to sit here and say somebody's a paedophile and leave it at that. You know, he's a paedophile because he is a man who sexted a minor. And that is an example of paedophilia, and paedophilia is illegal. It is a crime. So he broke the law, very serious law. He committed a crime. But his day out in court again was a YouTube video, and this isn't his first time doing it, as Damien pointed out to him many times. This isn't his first time doing it. He's done it multiple times. So if he's educating himself, he want to go to another fucking school, wouldn't he? He's not getting much of an education, is he? You know, it's whoa, it's amazing, you know. The amount of times that I heard we're living in an equal society. Yeah, if I had a euro for every time I heard we're living in an equal society, I'd be a fucking billionaire by now. But how is this equal? How is this situation equal? How does a famous YouTuber get off on paedophilia? But if any of us did it, we'd be in court by now. How is that equal? What does it matter how famous he is? Doesn't make it any less of a crime what he did. And the exact age of James Charles and the age of the victim, because that's what he is. That's how the courts would. If it was me and you that did what he did, they would refer to this minor as a victim. So he is a victim. Their exact ages is irrelevant. The only thing that is relevant is the fact that James Charles, is a man, and a 16-year-old is a minor. You know?
So how much do you despise him then?
Well, you have any nephews, brothers, Leighton, young, under the age of 16?
He doesn't identify as a man.
Yeah, isn't he like trans? Which is fine, by the way. And I know I mentioned the word faggot earlier, but I'm not homophobic. The situation is just really pissing me
I got
off.
siblings, yeah.
Alright, so let's presume that one of your siblings was, I don't know, 14, 15, 16-year-old boy.
Non-binary, I think.
Non-binary. Well, hello, Jose, and welcome to the live stream. How are you keeping? You're very welcome. This live stream we're talking about James Charles and the fact that he's a paedophile because he's a man who sexted a minor, which is a crime, which is an example of paedophilia.
Well, in 16.
This would be no exception to
I don't know. He still is a pedo. What he identifies as doesn't matter in this situation.
Anyway, Lynn, you asked me a question. You said, how much do I despise him? I'm going to answer my question by asking you a question. Leighton, let's say that you had 14, 15, 16-year-old sibling, boy, and I sexted him, and I said I want to fuck the whole off him. How much would you despise me?
Oh, reverse questions, face with hand over mouth, face with hand over mouth.
Yeah, I got a little bit of...
Been a while since I caught a live stream here.
You got a little bit of Uno Reverse, huh? One of my favourite card games of all time. Yeah, it has been, but I still remember you, actually. So I take it you're aware, Jose, of the James Charles situation. James Charles is a man.
Not a lot, lad. I just think you were a bit weird.
Interesting. So you wouldn't despise me, Jesus, man, you want to have a bit more respect for your siblings. Now I'm only joking. Even though I said I wouldn't joke. So you think that James Charles is a bit weird for... Okay, well, it's your That's your input. I appreciate it. Okay. As far as how much do I despise him, I despise the fact that he thinks he's above the law.
Leighton is weird. He would care. If it was me, I would be horrified.
Well, I don't want to call anyone weird here, but yeah, I would say you need to have a bit more respect for your siblings there, Leighton. If you just don't think a lot about me saying to your 14, 15, 16-year-old sibling, I want to fuck the whole lot of them. I am 32, by the way, but my age doesn't matter because I would be an adult. I'm a man. But yeah, damn. Anyway.
Don't worry, Leighton's my boyfriend. Haha, he's fine.
That's
Happened
okay.
to my sister. Some lad was talking to my sister and texting things like that. She laughed and blocked him.
I suppose society has changed dramatically over the years with social media. It's kind of so not acceptable, but it's happened so much now. It's like, what a weirdo. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for your input nonetheless. Anyway, but I'll tell you what I despise, Leighton.
It depends how the victim takes it.
Yeah, I despise Leighton. I don't despise Leighton. Sorry, Leighton. I despise the fact that James Charles feels like he is above the law, that he's the exception to the law. I despise the fact that he broke the law, committed a crime, engaged in paedophilia, sexted a minor, and he's there in court. It's a YouTube video. That's what I mean. That's what I despise, Leighton. I mean, if I had to despise each and every individual,
it's horrifying either way. But the victim could feel that he's being taken advantage of, which they are, but they could really affect someone.
It's a very deep situation when you look at it like that, because what if a victim is experiencing all this, has come across the situation on YouTube?
Not too many people seem bothered, because he'll delete comments and stuff to make himself seem better.
Oh, it's YouTube that are actually deleting the comments, actually. YouTube mods. And it's strange why they would delete comments like that, really, to be honest with you. No, if it is completely algorithm type behaviour, fair enough. Because I did manage to edit my comment, and it stayed up there.
I think a 12 or 13-year-old came out and said something about James Charles doing similar stuff.
Well, I think you're right, because as Damien pointed out, this isn't the first time that he's done this. And he's affiliated with other kids as well, so I think you're probably right, Brooke. And it's disgusting. I mean, 12 or 13. I mean, come on, come on. Really? And again, this crap about him wanting to...
By the way, 16 or 12, they're both minors, but
they're both minors? 12. Exactly. And this crap about the fact that he's just looking for somebody to date, he can't find anybody his own age. What if I did that? Oh, God, what if I did that? Amazing. And again, sex is not dating. A date, in my eyes, is you want to get to know somebody. Like, if it's a first date, it's you basically just want to get to know that person. You want to get to know a person's personality, their interests, stuff like that. That's sex. And then over time, even when you know them, a date is that you're spending more time with this person, and you enjoy their company, you laugh with them, you do things together that you both like. That's dating. Alright? Like, sex and dating, in my eyes, are two different things. So I don't buy his bullshit. I don't buy any of his bullshit, because it's complete and utter bullshit.
It's happened to me so many times, and it's not spoken up enough about.
It should be. It should be. Everyone else's lives matters. Everyone else's lives matters, apparently, these days. So why shouldn't your life matter? And why shouldn't your concerns be listened to? Yeah. I think I'm pretty much coming to the end of the live stream, the discussion.
People are telling him to turn himself in.
He's not, though, is he? His channel will still be there. People are going to look at his video and say, "Oh well, at least he was accountable." Okay, he was accountable, but guess what? You committed a crime. It's not like if I kill someone and I said, "Okay, I killed somebody, I'm sorry. It's not like that's going to be the end of it. Okay, you've faced up to your crime. Okay, fair enough. You admitted what you did. Okay, fair enough. But like, let's put a bit of perspective into the situation
And
here,
I
shall
say
we?
him 'cause he has a penis, so he is a fucking man.
He is, yeah. It's, so many young people today, so many Generation Z and Zoomers
Not
today,
a
yeah,
binary tractor.
they turn away from God, they turn away from
I
religion.
think in today's society, we're called names for speaking up about people doing similar things to us.
They turn away from religion and God, and they're all about science. But at the same time, then they ignore science by denying the fact that there's two genders. Now, again, I want to make this perfectly clear. If you are a male and you feel like a female and you want to be a female, it's totally fine. But at the end of the day, there is a male and a female. If you are a male who identifies as a female, that's fine. But there's still only two males. There's male and female. Biology and science will tell you that. Chromosomes will tell you that. Full stop. Brooke, if you had a very strong opinion about the LGBTQ plus community, and you kept making videos and live streams about it over and over and over and over again, and
Do
you'd
you
have
imagine how many people would be in jail for pedophilia if everyone spoke up about it?
I know, yeah. And Brooke, and then you get people that will come along to you and say, "Stop talking like this, you homophobe." Eventually, YouTube will take down your channel. And now we have James Charles, an actual paedophile, who, again, he's a man who sexted a minor. His channel is still standing. Imagine that. Isn't that just crazy, really, when you stop and actually think about it? I'm going to end the live stream by asking one interactive question. Now, I haven't asked an interactive question on this live stream in a very long time. So, I'm going to ask this question, and I'm going to end the live stream with this question. So you can give me your answers to this question, and then I'll end the live stream. My question is this: Let's bring this to your doorstep. Let's bring a James Charles to your doorstep. Let's bring the crime that he committed to your doorstep. Let's make it personal. What if I, Johnny, Greenhill Gaming, sexted a minor sibling of yours? What would your reaction be? Would you? And if I made a YouTube video, it's a long question now. If I made a YouTube video saying, "Oh well, I made a mistake. I need to educate myself," would you feel like a YouTube video closes the case? Case closed. He made a video about it. It's fine. What are your thoughts? If the situation was brought to your doorstep, if it was personal, how would you feel then? That's my interactive question. And as you're attempting to answer that question, I'm going to remind you of the situation once again. James Charles, a famous YouTuber with 26 million subs.
I'd be horrified. I would call the police, and I wouldn't feel that the YouTube video would be enough. I wouldn't care about your apology.
Thank you.
Nor it don't fix nothing, put him in jail to be bum raped.
There you go. There you go now. Thank you for your input. So, how is the majority of society not horrified? How is the majority of society not wanting to call the police? How come they haven't been called? How come his YouTube video is still even there? How come the majority of people are accepting his apology? And how come his YouTube channel is still there? So thank you for your input. And once again, to close off the live stream, James Charles is a paedophile. He is a man who sexted a minor, which is...
Frack the sneak snack is back.
Oh, wait a second. We have one more person
Thanks.
joining the live stream. Good night to you, Brooke. Thank you so much for being a part of this discussion. Really appreciate all of your input, and sleep well, and I'll see you next time. Now, Fortnite Game 123, you have arrived in the live stream in a very interesting time, because it's basically the end of the live stream. I won't have much time at all, Fortnite Gamer, to chat to you. There's not really any...
Thank you for telling us. See you in the next live.
No problem, see you in the next live stream. There's not much time in this live stream.
Try get some sleep.
But Fortnite game 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you are... Good night, Layden. Sleep well, man. See you next time. Fortnite game 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you're aware of the James Charles situation. If you're not, I will tell you. James Charles, famous YouTuber, 26 million subs, is a pedophile. He's a pedophile because he is a man, an adult, who sexted. Now, sexting is when you, in a message, say something like, I'm going to fuck you. And it's usually followed by sending a picture of your cock to the person. That is sexting. He sexted a 16-year-old minor boy. That is an example of pedophilia. Pedophilia is illegal, is a crime. He broke the law. There should be no exceptions to the law. He should not be above the law. And if any of us did what he did, we'd be facing court and potentially prison. But apparently his day in court is a so-called apology YouTube video. He should be treated like anybody else. He broke the law. And yeah, so and it's amazing how he's apparently Fortnite gamer. This isn't his first time doing this. So how he's not in prison by now is beyond me. So that's so you're aware of the situation. So there's no point in.
He's a pedo.
Yeah. So yeah, he sure is. He sure is, and he's no different to any of us. And he's not above the law. He's no exception to the law. He should be facing, criminal charges, court, prison for what he did. So yeah, there's no need to discuss it any further. I'm glad you actually are aware of it now, because I was kind of dreading having to recap the whole situation to you. But nonetheless, it's great that you dropped by the live stream Fortnite game 1, 2, 3. I appreciate that, man. I'm actually going to end the live stream now. I'm going to get some sleep, and I hope to see you next time on Green Hill Gaming. So thank you all for watching and for being a part of the discussion.
James Charles, pedophile, same thing.
And I appreciate, same thing, yeah. I appreciate all of your opinions and input. I think the general, I've been streaming now for the good part of, what time is it, 1 o'clock? Well over an hour now, and I think the general, just before I end the live stream, the general opinion of James Charles is he is a paedophile, and that what he did was wrong, and that he should be facing prison. So interesting. No, nobody has come at me yet. Nobody has even attempted to defend him. So with that, I will say good night, and I will see you all next time on Green Hill Gaming. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.